Hello dear students, welcome to online biology bridge course program, and today I am continuing the study of cell. In the previous video I explained about what is the definition of biology and what are the main branches of biology and what are other related branches of biology. The biology is branch of science which deals with the study of life and living organisms. There are three main branches in the biology. One is the botany, which deals with the study of only plants, and another is zoology, which deals with the study of only animals, and one more is microbiology, which deals with the study of all the microbes. And microbes are nothing but they are the organisms which cannot be seen by the naked eyes. Bacteria are the microscopic organisms, viruses, some fungi, they are all microscopic in nature, and all of them are included in the branch called microbiology. So let us move to the details of next part. What is cell? How to define a cell? Before moving to the definition of cell, is it necessary to know about the cell? Yes, of course it is required, because the body of every organism is made up of the simple basic unit called cell. Whether it is unicellular organism or it is multicellular organism, the body of every organism is made up of the basic unit called cell. If the cell is present, it is the representation of existence of the life. Without cell, there is no formation of organism, and without organism, the existence of life cannot be proved. So that in the study of biological concepts, in the basic study of biology, it is necessary to know about the cell. What is cell? And the answer is, cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all life processes. Whatever the functions are carried out by an organism, whether it is respiration, it is excretion or reproduction, exchange of the molecules between the body organs, all those important processes, all the biochemical reactions, actually they are taking place inside the cell. Therefore, the cell is the basic unit of life. The very simple definition for the cell is, it is defined as basic unit of life. Without cell, there is no representation of life. Without cell, the organism bodies cannot be formed. That is why the cell is defined as basic unit of life, and it is responsible for all the life processes. Whatever the biochemical reactions are taking place in the body of an organism, actually all those reactions are taking place within the cell. It is one definition. Another definition is there for the cell. Cells are structural, functional and biological units of all living beings. It is structural unit of the organism, it is a functional unit of the organism, and it is a biological unit of all the living organism. The body of organism is represented by the cell. All the functions which are carried out by an organism, actually they are carried out by the cell, and it is representing the basic unit of the life, hence known as biological unit. If we take the example of the unicellular organism, for example amoeba. Amoeba body is having only one cell. The single cell is present in the body of amoeba and it is called unicellular organism. Even though amoeba body consists of the single cell, it is called an organism. Of course, the body is made up of a single cell. In spite of that, the amoeba is referred as unicellular organism because, see, this is the amoeba. Actually, this is the easiest diagram in biology because whatever the shape that represents amoeba, there is no specific shape for the amoeba. This is amoeba and the amoeba body is made up of only one cell. The body of the amoeba is made up of only single cell. So let me complete this one. Body is made up of single cell. Therefore, amoeba is example for unicellular organism. Even though the single cell is present in the body, but the amoeba is referred as unicellular organism because the single cell is carrying out all the functions. It is responsible for digestion, it is carrying out respiration, it is carrying out excretion, removal of unwanted materials from the body. Even the single cell undergoes reproduction. All the important functions are carried out by the single cell, even though the single cell is present, but it is called unicellular organism. Structure of the organism body, all the functions carried out by an organism, and the representation of life. All these are represented only by the cell. Therefore, cell is defined as structural, functional and biological unit of life or living organisms. Hence, because of all these processes, the cells are known as building blocks of life. To construct the body of an organism, to produce the body of an organism, the minute structures which are involved are nothing but the cells. Therefore, the cell is known as building block of life. Say for example, if we are constructing a building, we need the bricks and I can call the brick as building block. So by joining the individual brick one by one, the whole building can be constructed. Like that, by joining the different cells, the entire body of the organism is constructed and organism itself is representing existence of life. So these are the very simple definitions with the help of which we can define the cell. So here is image of animal cell, it is the image of plant cell, and it is the image of bacterial cell. So plant cell, animal cell and bacterial cell, these are the three distinct images that I wanted to show for the cell. Hope the definition is clear for you. Then moving to next one, who discovered the cell? Okay, now the definition of the cell is clear. The cell is basic unit of life. The body of the organism is made up of cell. It is structural and functional biological unit of the life, and cell represents the building block of the life. Then question is, who discovered the cell? The credit of discovering the cells goes to Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Robert Hooke discovered the cells for the first time, and the discovery or the invention year is 1665. Here comes the image of Robert Hooke, and he discovered the cells for the first time in the year 1665. Then question is there any type in the cell? How many types are there in the cell? and on what basis they are classified. Whether organism is unicellular or the organism is multicellular, that is not important. In the body of both unicellular and multicellular organisms, obviously the cell is present. Then question is, what are the different types of cells and on what basis they are classified? So here is the types of cells. One is prokaryotic cell and another is eukaryotic cell. All the organisms which are present on the earth, either they are having prokaryotic cell in their body or they are having eukaryotic cell in their body. So what are the main types of cells? There are two types of the cells. One is prokaryotic cell and another is eukaryotic cell. These are the two distinct types of cells that you need to remember till the completion of your competitive exam. The two basic types of the cells are prokaryotic cell and another is eukaryotic cell. So let us know what is prokaryotic cell and what is eukaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cell, it is cell without a true nucleus. If the cells are without a true nucleus, they are called prokaryotic cells, and the cells with true nucleus are called eukaryotic cells. Later I will continue what is the meaning of true nucleus and how it is identified. So therefore, based on the nature of nucleus, the cells are classified into two basic types. One is prokaryotic cell and another is eukaryotic cell. The cells without a true nucleus are called prokaryotic cells and the cells with true nucleus are called eukaryotic cells. Here is the image. The example for prokaryotic cells, only one example for prokaryotic cell, it is bacterium. All the bacteria are belonging to the prokaryotic cells, or all the bacterial cells are made up of prokaryotic cell. Plant cells, animal cells, cells which are present in the human body, all of them are belonging to the group of eukaryotic cells. Remember the examples very properly. Give example for prokaryotic cell. All the bacterial cells are example for prokaryotic cell. And what is the definition of prokaryotic cell? These are the cells without true nucleus. Where the true nucleus is absent in the cell, those cells are called prokaryotic cells, and the cells with a true nucleus are called eukaryotic cells. Plant cells are example for eukaryotic cells. Animal cells are example for eukaryotic cells, including the cells which are present in the human body. So this definition you need to remember along with the example. So moving to the next one. What are the parts of a cell? Especially when we consider the eukaryotic cell, because structure of the prokaryotic cell is much more simpler than that of eukaryotic cell. So when we consider eukaryotic cell, it shows three distinct parts. The eukaryotic cell is studied with reference to three main parts. They are the membrane, or we can call it as plasma membrane or cell membrane. Both the terms can be used. In the eukaryotic cell, there are three main parts with reference to the study of cell membrane, or simply membrane. It is also known as cell membrane, one term. or very common term which is used for the reference, it is plasma membrane. All the terms are same. Simply you can call it as membrane, or it is cell membrane, or it is plasma membrane. Then one more structure is cytoplasm. The entire fluid content inside the cell which is present is known as cytoplasm, and boundary for the cytoplasm is provided by cell membrane or plasma membrane. In the cytoplasm, the central part of the cell is occupied by a large structure known as nucleus, and nucleus contains chromosomes. Chromosomes are nothing but vehicles of heredity. I hope you remember, yesterday I explained the term heredity. Genetics is the branch which deals with the study of heredity, and heredity means transmission of characters from parents to the children. The characters from the parents are carried to the children with the help of chromosomes. Hence, chromosomes are called vehicles of heredity, and these chromosomes are present inside the nucleus. Apart from that, cytoplasm contains many different organelles. Small structures are present inside the cytoplasm, and all those structures are having a specific shape, the particular size, and a defined function. They are all having a specific structure, they have a definite size, and they perform some very specific functions. Those structures which are present in the cytoplasm are known as organelles or cell organelles. So what are the three main parts of eukaryotic cell? The eukaryotic cell consisting of three distinct parts or the structures. One is membrane or cell membrane, another is cytoplasm and organelles, third one is nucleus and chromosomes. These are compulsory parts that can be observed in the eukaryotic cell. So one point you need to remember extra, just I told the plant cell is also example for eukaryotic cell. The plant cell is also example for eukaryotic cell. In plant cell, in addition to all these parts, externally one more structure is present, and it is called cell wall. What it means? So let me draw the diagram of plant cell so that it will be more clear. Plant cell is also example for eukaryotic cell, and plant cell contains all the same structures. Plant cell is having cell membrane. In the plant cell, cytoplasm and organelles are present. The plant cell also contains nucleus and chromosomes. But the extra structure which is present in the plant cells is cell wall. Say for example, if this is the plant cell, let us assume this diagram as plant cell. Externally, one more protective covering is present in the plant cells. It is called cell wall. Below the cell wall, there we can see the presence of cell membrane or plasma membrane. See, this is outermost covering and additional structure. Below the cell wall, in plant cell, another protective covering is present, and this is nothing but cell membrane. And like animal cell, inside the plant cell also the cytoplasm is present. This is the cytoplasm, and cytoplasm contains the different cell organelles. This one is cytoplasm, and in plant cell again we can see the presence of a nucleus having chromosomes. And this is the structure of nucleus which is present in the plant cell. So only one additional structure which is present in the plant cell is nucleus along with all these structures. So eukaryotic cells are having three distinct parts: the cell membrane, cytoplasm and organelles, nucleus with the chromosomes. In addition to all these structures, the plant cell contains additional protective covering known as cell wall, and the cell wall is present external to the cell membrane, the additional part observed in the plant cell. So moving to next one. What is a cell organelle? Just now I told the cell organelles are present in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is fluid content which is present in the cell, and that cytoplasm contains cell organelles. What is the meaning of cell organelle? Here is the definition. An organelle is subcellular structure that has one or more specific functions to perform in the cell. That means inside the cytoplasm, many smaller organ-like structures are present. I am explaining the small organ-like structures present in the cytoplasm. They are performing one or more specific functions, and those structures are called cell organelles. For example, the more important cell organelles of the cell are nuclei. It is the plural term. Nucleus is the singular term, and function of the nucleus is to store the genetic information, because this is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus you can observe many thread-like structures, and these thread-like structures are representing chromosome. The chromosome is called vehicle of the heredity, and chromosomes are transferring the hereditary characters from parents to offspring. So chromosomes are the genetical structures. Therefore, nucleus is said to be storing the genetic information. This is the nucleus. And one more important cell organelle present in the cell is mitochondria, which produce the energy in the form of ATP. Here it is mitochondria, commonly known as powerhouse of a cell, because it synthesizes and stores the energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Therefore, mitochondria is called powerhouse of a cell. And one more cell organelle, it is ribosome, which synthesizes the proteins. Proteins are essential molecules which are synthesized in the body, and synthesis of the proteins is carried out by ribosomes. It is the image of ribosome, and here you can see the chain of protein. This one is mitochondria, and this is nucleus. Function of the nucleus is to store the genetic information. Function of the mitochondria is to produce chemical energy, and function of the ribosome is to synthesize the protein. Here I have taken the example of 3 cell organelles. Just compare their structure. The structure of nucleus is different from that of mitochondrion. It is singular term. Structure of ribosome is different from that of mitochondrion and nucleus, and even they are performing different functions. Therefore, all these structures we can call them as cell organelles. Cell organelles are subcellular structures. That means they are present in the cytoplasm of a cell. They are present in the cytoplasm of a cell. They have the definite shape, The shape of one cell organelle is completely different from that of other cell organelle, and they are involved in some specific functions. The function of one cell organelle is again different from another cell organelle. They have a definite structure, they perform specific functions. These subcellular structures which are present in the cytoplasm of a cell, they are called cell organelles. So try to remember the definition. What is cell? What are the distinct parts of eukaryotic cell? What do you mean by prokaryotic cell? Along with the example. What do you mean by eukaryotic cell? Along with the example. Definition of cell organelle. So now I am going to explain what is true nucleus and what is its structure. See, the prokaryotic cells, in prokaryotic cell, the definition states true nucleus is completely absent. In prokaryotic cell, the true nucleus is absent. That means, if this is the cell, let us assume this as a bacterial cell. In the bacterial cell, this one is chromosome, and chromosome is present inside the cytoplasm. Directly chromosome is present in the cytoplasm. I will draw and write the definition of eukaryotic cell, then it will be more clear for you. So let me write the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell means cell with true nucleus or true nucleus is present. If this is the animal cell, here in the cytoplasm we can see the presence of nucleus. This one is cell membrane. Below the cell membrane, the cell contains cytoplasm, and this central structure is nucleus, and inside the nucleus the chromosomes are present. Now you can clearly observe what is the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, the chromosomes are present within the cytoplasm, and in eukaryotic cell, the chromosomes are present inside the nucleus, because here the nucleus is surrounded by nuclear membrane. In eukaryotic cell, the nucleus consists of nuclear membrane. When the nucleus is having the membrane, if the nucleus contains the membrane, the nucleus is known as true nucleus. Due to the presence of nuclear membrane, the true nucleus is formed, and here the nuclear membrane is completely absent, so that the chromosomes are present inside the cytoplasm. Due to the presence of nuclear membrane, the nucleus is referred as true nucleus or well-developed nucleus or complete nucleus, and in case of eukaryotic cell, presence of the nuclear membrane separates chromosomes from the cytoplasm. That is the difference between the meaning of true nucleus, which is absent in the prokaryotic cell and it is present in the eukaryotic cell. Nucleus with the nuclear membrane is called true nucleus. When the nuclear membrane is present, the cell is called eukaryotic cell, and inside the nucleus the chromosomes are present. In case of prokaryotic cell, the true nucleus is absent. That means the nuclear membrane is absent, so that the chromosomes are directly present in the cytoplasm. So this is about the definition of cell, the different types of the cell, what are the components of a eukaryotic cell, and meaning of true nucleus. Hope the explained part is clear for you. Rest of the things will be continued in the next video. Thank you.